Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for listening to another episode of the Skyward Cast. I am Joey Craig, aka the Skyward King, here with my co-host, Mr. Delvin, the super podcaster Cox. What's going on, man?
Family over the money, money over the bitches. Money don't mean nothing. That's why they calling the riches. I'm addicted to watches. Mommy telling you stop it. I got one over 50-50. You better watch it. Now I know you don't know what that is. That's Rick Ross, by the way.
Who?
Rick Ross.
From when?
That's in Cold Blood. His
I've never been a fan anyway, so I'm not even surprised I don't know.
I'm not even going to respond to that with an answer.
One of these days you're gonna actually rap something that I know, but
oh my god, how you don't know Rick Ross? This is the song when he was snapping at 50 Cent. Now, how do you not know Rick Ross? I just had this conversation the other day with somebody that Rick Ross is probably one of the most consistent rappers out there in terms of quality of music.
Quality of music?
Yes. His quality of music has never went down. And a lot of rappers can't. He doesn't have a bad album at all.
I guess. I mean, he's decent. His music, the subjects of his music never really changes, and after a while it's like, really? Like you can't do anything different, bro.
Have you heard of Rick Ross album? He is very versatile. He can do you need to hear some Rick Ross albums because he is very versatile with his music. I think the only knock I have on Rick Ross is the fact that in terms of his vocal range, he only has one style. You're not gonna get the fast rap from Rick Ross. You're not gonna get the slow rap from Rick Ross. He's just gonna ride the beat, and it's gonna be a similar type of Marvin Gaye type beat. But he has a lot in terms of lyrics, in terms of content. He is very versatile.
Vocal, his range is actually, like, surprisingly to me, he has range. Like, sometimes you'll hear him on a song and be like, "That's Rick Ross," because sometimes he'll kind of raise it up a little bit, hit like a higher note, be kind of yelling on the track, and usually he was trying to keep it like low and like that cool voice,
But he's still like Rick Ross. My whole thing is, you need to hear some more Rick Ross music. I think I've
heard a lot of Rick Ross music over the years. Maybe not full. What full album of Rick Ross? I think I listened to. I can't remember the name. It's been a long time, but it had one of my favorite tracks ever on it.
Teflon Don is excellent. Deeper Than Rap is excellent.
That might have been it. Is that the one with Diced Pineapples?
No, that's Deeper Than Rap is the one with the song I just rapped in Cold Blood. Maybach Music 2 with Kanye West, Mafia Music, Yacht Club, Usual Suspect with Nas. Teflon Don is the one with Jay-Z, Freemason, Tears of Joy with CeeLo. So he has so many great songs. I don't see how I can understand.
He has decent tracks. I'm not hating on him. It's just a lot of times, it's starting to sound the same, especially over the years.
What I said still stands.
But he's from your area, so maybe that's why it's like.
A lot of people say that. A lot of people say Rick Ross is one of the most consistent rappers ever. He doesn't put out bad music. Now whether people buy it or not is a different story, but he doesn't have a bad album.
I mean, I guess I could agree with that. I mean, I'm not saying like I can't really remember, a bad Rick Ross song, but yeah, all right. Oh, there's nothing I can say against that.
Because the argument, it wasn't really an argument. I was having a debate with somebody about it, and they agreed with me basically that 50 Cent has more classic songs, but Rick Ross has better albums.
You mean like his classic albums?
No, period. Like Rick Ross,
including Curtis and Before I Self-Destruct and all that.
But you gotta think about it. This is what I'm saying. 50 Cent has more classic songs. Like Get Rich or Die Trying is a classic. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. People consider I think what's the second one? The Massacre. People consider the first two 50 Cent albums a classic. After that, people are a little shaky on the rest of the 50 Cent albums.
Yeah, they kind of.
Yeah,
it's like they got some little good tracks here and there, but
the
a lot of
overall
it's
the album
throwaway.
is not necessarily great. Yeah, you don't really have that with Rick Ross. You may not have a classic that's the caliber of Get Rich or Die Trying, but all of his albums are all of Rick Ross albums are good, from good to excellent. I want to say excellent. And I think he had, I want to say Rick Ross has a classic album. But
can you name one?
People consider Teflon Don a classic.
Who are these people? I don't. You say a lot. See, this is why I'm thinking this is like a local thing, because I have never heard anyone say Rick Ross has a classic album. I've never heard those words.
Because it doesn't get brought up, because Rick Ross is not the type of artist you bring up in a regular conversation. Rick Ross is one of those artists that when Rick Ross drops an album, it's expected for it to be good. Somebody never really talks about it.
What?
Yes,
who says that?
People don't talk about Rick Ross albums like they talk about Drake albums and stuff like that, but Rick Ross is always in the conversation with the heavyweights, even though Rick Ross albums have never sold over gold. Rick Ross has a whole label based off of the fact that who he is, who he's bigger than who he is. Rick Ross has made a name for himself by basically being the biggest dog seen thus far, which sounds like a crazy thing, but when you look at it, Rick Ross hasn't put out these albums that's selling like 50 million records or anything like that. Rick Ross albums sell 500,000. They go gold. They don't go crazy numbers, but he has a label behind it. He owns a whole bunch of wing stuff behind it because his name means something. He does songs with big artists like Jay-Z all the time. And people respect who Rick Ross is in terms of rap. You got to get in on some Rick Ross, man. I think you sleep.
I don't know. Maybe one of these days I might. I used to listen to Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? I used to really. There was just a couple albums I actually dug into. I can't even remember the name right now. Like, it was so long ago, but there was a couple tracks I liked over the years. Only ones that actually stuck with me. And those were, what was it? Of course, like the major hits like freaking Diced Pineapples and crap like that. But I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'm gonna have to dig into it, but I don't know. Maybe I just haven't really given him the time like that.
Maybe. All right, speaking of hip-hop and artists, let's get into this Kanye West thing, I guess.
We don't even need to talk about Kanye. Like, I done heard enough. I heard enough about this fool Kanye.
This is a bigger conversation, not than just Kanye. I want to ask you this question. Because Steve Harvey got flack for it, and Kanye got flack for it for obvious reasons, but is there any circumstances where you think African-American celebrities should meet with President Trump? That's what I want to bring it up to.
I've always thought it was stupid for people to get upset at someone for trying to meet with the president. You know what I mean? This is whether you like him or not. If you don't like him, that's an even better reason to try to meet with him to come to some type of agreement. I mean, otherwise, well, you can just sit there and yell on the sidelines and he's going to continue to do what he does. Or you can sit down and try to talk and get something done. So to try to get at Kanye or Steve Harvey or anybody who sits down with the man is really stupid, in my opinion. Like,
I agree.
I mean, you're not making progress sitting there making all that noise on the side. Like, you and all the other people that are upset can sit there and do all that. But at the end of the day, unless you can do something to either get him booted out of there, well, that was pretty much it. Unless you can actually get him kicked out, it's not going to make a difference. He's still going to continue doing what he does, and none of that's going to stop him. So you might as well just at least take a chance and think, okay, well, maybe I can reason with him. Maybe we can come to some type of agreement and, really make some type of change. So I see where they're going with that.
But I think where the problem lies at is that Kanye basically, to put it nicely, he basically cooled out. you can go meet with him. That's fine. That's not the problem I have with it. But don't come off like a man. Like, speak your ground and speak on things you want. Don't go in there gushing over him like some high school teenager meeting your crush. Have some respect for yourself in terms of like, yo, this is what I want to get done. Yeah, I highly respect you, whether you respect him or not. If you're going through a respect thing, that's one thing. But have some respect as a man for yourself in terms of like, all right, this is what I want to get done. I want to meet with you for this. Yeah, I appreciate whatever you do, if you agree with Trump's politics or not. Because that's never been an issue for me in terms of Kanye, even though I think Kanye kind of basically did a 180 from who he was when we first heard Kanye on College Dropout to who he is now wearing this MAGA hat. And I think that's the reason why people are kind of pissed off at Kanye. It's not necessarily that he's a Trump supporter. It's the fact that you basically went back on everything that you said, everything that you held dear to what people hold you accountable for in terms of your music. Kanye West is one of those people who inspired people with his music. And I think seeing him do the things that he do today hurts a lot of people. Now, yeah, we can say the thing in terms of, well, he's just a celebrity. You shouldn't follow celebrities. But we live in a world where celebrities are essentially king in a sense, because our president is a celebrity.
Need to get rid of that.
Yeah, we should. But it's not going to change no time soon. People have role models. People have idols and people who they look up to. And you can look at it like this. Look at two of the biggest people in the world that people look up to is Jay-Z and Beyonce. We don't live in times where people look up to people like Colin Powell or political figures or people who are actually doing something to make changes in the world.
Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a good thing. This is the beginning of the downfall of idolizing celebrities. You know what I'm saying? We can get to a point where you can actually idolize the people that are sitting down and actually designing your future. You know what I'm saying? The people that are actually sitting down and with other people and actually figuring out where they are going to lead society next. That makes more sense. You know what I'm saying? Get in the mindset of these people so that you can come after them and take that seat in the future, instead of just looking up to these celebrities so then you can, hope to be another person that people idolize, but you really have no power. I mean, you have a little bit of power and influence, but there's even limits to that, because the people who have real power don't want you to have that much influence. You know what I'm saying? So I'd see, if this is the end of, really people start, I mean, it's not really the end, but I would hope, maybe we could, you could flip it into something good. You could actually say this is, you could take this as a first step to lead people away from that.
Yeah.
But should have never actually looked at him as that to begin with. You know what I'm saying? This someone that should be like a community leader or, any of that. He's a rap artist that says some really nice stuff. I guess, I don't know. It's complicated, and I understand it's like he's from the neighborhood, and it's like, yeah, he's speaking for the people. He's the voice of the people in some ways. But it should never get to that point where people feel so brokenhearted because he goes. Go ahead.
Okay, this is what I want to ask you. So how do you feel about I don't know if you know about this or not. How do you feel about Taylor Swift and what she did when she went out there and was like, hey, this candidate that's running where I'm from, Tennessee, doesn't have the same viewpoints as I have. She's not against equal rights for women. She's against equal rights for gays. So I'm urging you people to go out and vote. Because that's on the flip side. So she basically is coming out and using her voice to speak against the Republican Party. So how do you feel about things like that? Whereas, and this is the crazy thing about it, and this is why I specifically brought this up, because there was a time in history where it was flipped, where African Americans all had Kanye West's back, and Kanye West was speaking a good fight, and we looked at Taylor Swift like she's not one of us. So. And now in 2018, how crazy it is now, she's kind of fighting for the same thing we've been fighting for in terms of equality. And she's like, nah, you got to get these people up out of here. And Kanye kind of flipped the script. And now I like the way it is with Trump as a president. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I can't really say too much about that because I honestly don't really know. I don't know anything about that. I don't really check into Taylor Swift and what she's about. Just like I don't really check about Kanye and what he's about, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cool if she's actually using her platform to, to speak out about these things, but I mean, I feel like we're in a bad place just because her voice really means that much, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every time I think about this stuff, it's just like, why does this person's opinion mean so much? Why is it that she can move so many people just by giving her opinion? And I guess that doesn't really matter because, that's what I'm talking about. What should be, that's not reality. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And for what it is, I guess, that's cool for her. I don't know who she's speaking up for or who she's actually encouraging people to go vote for or whatever. So I can't really give too much of an opinion on that. But
well, I brought it up because of what she did. Like in 24 hours, 65,000 people registered to vote.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, if you really believe in the power of voting, that's really cool. I go back and forth sometimes. Sometimes I believe your vote matters. Sometimes I believe it really doesn't mean anything because at the end of the day, you got to still trust that when you submit that vote, that the people on the other side, the ones that are in control of everything, is going to keep the system in order and actually give your vote a fair shot. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, so you can't trust them to do all these other things right, but you actually, trust them to count the votes right. So I go back and forth about whether votes really matter.
I know a lot of people think like you, but I've always been of the mind that voting is important. And there's a lot of fishy things about voting that kind of bothers me in terms of like how you hear stories about voter suppression. And there's so many ways that they come up to stop African American males from voting. And like one of the things I've always kind of harped on is the fact that not this affects you, but I'm quite sure it affects somebody who's listens to this podcast. All right. So follow me down this rabbit hole for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You get arrested. You get a felony, right? You go to jail, you do your time. You come out. You are no longer allowed to vote. Why is that?
I have no idea.
That's my point. So why, if you serve your time and do what you need to do in prison and you get out, you no longer have the right to vote? It seems.
Yeah. I mean that is ridiculous. I mean that's just another part of the system making it harder for you to succeed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's not. The whole system is not really about rehabilitation. It's just about, once you get caught, once you get that on your name, that's just forever. Well, not for some people, for most. For some people are able to get out. And then, of course, the people that are in charge of the system, they love to point to those people and like, hey, well, look at them. They were in your situation and they made it. So if you can't, well, then it's pretty much all you. But those are exceptions. You know what I'm saying? It's just like people point to Oprah. Like Oprah is rare. That's not a common situation. Will Smith isn't common.
But let me ask you,
common is the majority of the people that try to get to that spot and never get to it. Anyway, I'm drifting off. I'm going to a different spot, but you get what I'm saying.
But that's what I want to ask you about that. Do you think it's weird that if you do time in jail and you get out, the only right you don't have is the right to vote, the right to choose who your future president is or who your future senator is and things like that? Why would they take that right away from you?
It's to strip you of your power, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
My whole thing is this: who would you think would be more likely to vote for Democrats? A person who got out of jail, or a person who hasn't been to jail?
It really depends on the person who went to jail.
Yeah, but I think you look at the way the system's set up. It's set up for a certain. It's set up for a person. How do I say this right? I don't want to misword this, but it's set up for people. Like, for example, we already know how our prison system's set up.
Mm-hmm.
African Americans get arrested every day for things that they may or may not have done. And they can get arrested and they get convicted and with no help.
So you believe these systems like this, stripping your rights away, is more put in place to
hit the African American? Yes, I do think.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, that's how that works in everything. That's just how they say that black people are like can be 3 or I've seen sometimes they said 7 times more likely to get arrested for the same crime that a white person might commit, even though they do the same thing at the same rate or something like that. So you know everything is unbalanced. So that's nothing surprising.
It's nothing surprising, but that doesn't make it right.
And definitely.
I think the fact that my point is the fact that out of all the things they can take away from you, they take away your right to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Shows how powerful voting is. How they don't really want you to have that power to vote, and it can be taken away from you. They're going to take it away. And it's crazy to say that. It's not to get too political, because it's not a Republican or a Democrat thing. I said that earlier, but I didn't mean it in terms of like that. But the right to vote, once you do your time, you should not have that taken away from you, because it's your God-given right to vote for to change your environment, to change who you want to be your mayor, your governor, your senator. Because right now, a lot of people are mad for who's president, but on the same note, a lot of people didn't vote.
Well, they didn't vote because they felt like, well, either way, it's not really going to work out in your favor, right? But I mean, I guess you could have picked the lesser of 2 evils.
Exactly.
I mean, and I did. I voted for Hillary. Like, what else was I going to do, right? I'm not going to it was like, I don't know if this is going to do anything, but it was like, I would have rather do it, had done it, and it actually made things better than not do it. And, if it even, you know what I'm saying? If it actually was going to do something, then I would rather have helped sway things toward a better option for America. But hey, things still didn't work out that way. So, and I don't know if that's just because there's some corrupt stuff going on. Like, we still don't all know what the whole situation was with the voting, but hey, is what it is. If it helped, if I did my part, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I feel bad because I look at where we're at now, and people try to say, oh, it's just Twitter, but no. We are really more divided than we've ever been as a country in a long time. There's clearly a line of people of right and wrong, and that line has been blurred.
I wouldn't say that. I don't think we're more divided than we've ever been in a long time. Come on, like a lot of these things that people are divided on, these are the things that we've all known about, but just people weren't bold enough to just be so like overtly racist. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that were swept under the rug, but now people are they're ready to get work done, and so, well, when things start to change, then the skeletons pour out the closet. And I don't know, it's just actually I gotta be honest, I prefer it this way. I prefer this way, where everything, how people actually feel, is just laid out on the table. Don't lie to me. Don't, we talked about this before, you know what I'm saying? I don't want someone smiling in my face and calling me a monkey behind my back. You know what I'm saying? Just you keep it 100 with me all the time. Tell me how you really feel. So I like to know how people are really feeling. You know, instead of how it was a couple years ago where everyone was still trying to hold on to this idea that we live in a post-racial America. All that was going on up until Obama came. And then all that crap went all out the window because the racist people weren't going to sit back and let that happen without a fight.
See, I agree that I'm glad it's out in the open, but my problem is that the things that are going on now are absurd.
Mm-hmm.
Like all these what you want to call them, the permit patties and all that stuff are living their life and they get the cops called them. Like, did you hear the story? And this one pissed me off to a high degree about the little kid walking through the store and the lady called the police saying that the kid grabbed their butt.
I saw a clip about that. I didn't really get the whole thing of what happened.
Okay, basically that's what happened. There was a lady was in the store, like a convenience store. She was buying something at the counter.
Mm-hmm.
The kid was walking by with his mother, and his book bag, because there's video footage of this. His book bag brushed against the lady. She had a fit. She started screaming at the mother, saying her 9-year-old son grabbed her butt, and she's like, "No, that's not what happened." That she calls the cops on this kid. Tried to have the kid arrested. Cops review the footage. They see that this 9-year-old kid did not grab her butt. What?
Mm-hmm.
And this 9-year-old kid thought he was going to go to jail. But just imagine that video footage wasn't there.
Yeah, well,
that they're trying to put a 9-year-old kid in jail.
Well, Emmett Till.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not surprising. Like, this has been happening forever. But, I mean, it's a sign of progress. I mean, maybe not on the behalf of, like, people like the woman that called the cops or even the cops, because who knows how they would have reacted had the footage not been there. But it's just a sign of progress for, I don't know, just the fact that we have that on our side. You know what I'm saying? You have technology, you know what I'm saying? So you can actually have proof, recordings to have that on your side. It's more, we've progressed to the point where we have more tools to defend ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, sometimes that's the best you can do. And that's, you know, just be happy with that. I don't know. I speak this way because I'm kind of like, I'm at a point where I'm burnt out about worrying about other people and what they do or being offended or like, this is so terrible. It is terrible, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you reach a point where it's just like, okay, I've seen it so much. Like, I'm numb to it, you know what I'm saying? I'm numb to feeling upset about it until like we actually get to a point of what are we gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? And
right now, we need to do something about it.
So, I mean, but when people start talking about solutions, like I'm there, you know what I'm saying? But if you just want to sit back and everyone wants to, you know, replay the clips and share them all around and everyone can just as a group be offended and hurt and sad and, oh, this is a terrible world we live in. Y'all can go ahead and do all that. But when you want to have solutions, then come tap me on the shoulder. I'm here.
And I think, and to close this out, because we need to get on some happy and tough subject, because it's depressing. To close this out, let me make myself clear when I say this. Mm-hmm. Or a democratic issue. This is a humanity issue, an issue of people being just and fair to each other. And I think that's where, with these party lines, we lose the fact that, hey, these are normal people on the side. People have jobs, people have kids, and when these decisions are being made, you're affecting them. Not only like kids from this generation, but kids from the next generation. The things that we do today has a great effect on what happens tomorrow. And we need to treat each other better, point blank.
Yeah, yep. That would be very nice. I hope we actually get to a point where people do, you know, treat everyone fairly and just follow the basic rule of treat everyone how you would like to be treated. That's the kindergarten rule, but people haven't gotten that yet. Hopefully one day they will, and we'll all have a peaceful world. But until then, I think we all just need to do better of we as especially black people need to come up with a plan to operate better instead of marching in response. It's a lot of like reactionary behavior instead of being proactive.
I agree with that too.
But anyway, yes, where were you going with this next topic?
No, let's let's talk about the Red Dead thing. Red Dead out this week. So, I pre-ordered on PS4. And they have this thing on PS4 where you can decide whether you want it to download early in your system, so when it comes out, you can just start playing. So, of course, I said, yeah, I'll download Red Dead early. I noticed that the download link came out super early. Like, as of the time we're recording this, I've already have the game downloaded to my system, and the game doesn't come out for like another 5 or 6 days. That's weird. Why did it come out so early? I look at the download. It's 94 gigabytes. That's insane.
Yeah, that mess is crazy.
Now, my guess is it's 94 gigabytes because it's 2 games in one. Because I know Grand Theft Auto like that in terms of like, you have Grand Theft Auto 5, which is your regular game, which I think is 50 gigabytes. And GTA Online, I think is another 50 gigabytes or something like that. So I'm assuming that Red Dead is Red Dead 2, and the Red Dead Online, which I'm assuming is like GTA Online, is another 50 gigabytes. But that's crazy that we're getting to this point where we're going to get 100 gigabyte downloads for games, especially with the way internet works with you only have so much downloads allocated to your whatever internet service you have.
But you got a data cap?
Yeah, most definitely down here. Most internet down here has data caps.
Ooh, that is a struggle. I've never had a data cap, but we don't have Comcast around here. So, what do y'all have?
It's Comcast and AT&T, and both have data caps.
Ooh, struggle. Oh man, that's terrible. We had Verizon around here and Charter. While the quality might not be the greatest, we've it's just go and download as much as you want. You know what I'm saying? So I thank God for that. But geez, that's rough, man. We need to get out of. They need to upgrade to 2018 standards with that. That shouldn't be a thing anymore.
Yeah, Comcast has 1 terabyte you can download, up to 1 terabyte a month.
Oh man, 1 terabyte. I mean, that's 1 terabyte. That's a lot. But I mean, I don't know how much. Like, if you're streaming 4K video on Netflix and you streaming music,
a lot faster than you think. That's what my point was. Because think about like this month. This month is a big month for video games. WWE 2K18 came out. Red Dead was coming out. Is the NBA 2K come out this month too?
Well, I heard some people talking about it, but I don't touch the sports games, so I can't. No, I'm pretty sure it must have come out recently. I heard people talking about it.
Yeah, a lot of big games came out this month. Call of Duty. So if you were to download all these games, and most of these games are 40 and 50 gigabytes per game, your data cap will be up pretty doggone quick.
Know how to solve that? Buy physical. It's the best way to go about it.
Even if you buy physical games, you have to download. Like, for example, you bought Red Dead physical, right? Yeah, you would save yourself the 50 gigabytes for Red Dead 2, but you still have to download Red Dead Online.
Why?
It doesn't come on a disc.
Trash.
And that's what a lot of people are doing.
That mess right there is absolute garbage. Like, what's the whole point? Like, why don't you just slap? I hate that you're paying for the full package, but you're technically not even getting the whole thing that you paid for. It's like, okay, we're gonna give you half right now, and we give you the rest at a later date. Like, I didn't pay for that in payments. Like, let me give you 30 right now, and you can give you 30 later if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Don't that kind of bull crap. Ugh.
But that happens with a lot of games. Like I bought a couple of physical games as of late. I can't remember which ones they were on top of my head, but as soon as I put them in the system, it says download and patch. The patch may be 5 or 10 gigabytes right there.
And yeah, that's. I don't think that should be acceptable either. I feel like, and I guess that kind of just goes down to the culture in gaming and game development, which kind of goes back to Red Dead and how they were talking about how they were putting in 100-hour weeks. You know what I'm saying? That culture where everyone is being rushed, everyone is being pushed to their limits to hurry up and reach this date. You know what I mean? You can't get the best quality product out day one. So it's just like, we'll shovel you out the best we can do right now. And then hopefully we'll be able to put all the blocks in place later. That's BS. If they would just tone it down a little bit, probably employee satisfaction would go up tenfold, and we'd actually get higher quality games.
Let me ask you this, since you brought it up, what did you think about that whole 100-hour week thing?
At first I thought, like, wait, if the team is all all for it, I mean, because I'm not gonna stop anyone from really wanting to just get in there and grind, and that was the vibe that they were trying to get out. You know what I mean? All the team, we all pulled together and put in all this time to get you guys out the best product. But that's like a fantasy idea. You know what I'm saying? That's the dream that they're trying to sell us from the outside. It's like the image of the old school farm when they talk to you about food, and then in real life you got factory farms. You know what I'm saying? It's not really going down like that. A lot of these people aren't making the choice to put in 100 hours. You know what I'm saying? And if they're not willing to do it, they might be, well, if you're not willing to do it, we might go get somebody else that will, and they don't want to lose that check, which I understand. That's the life. So these people are being pushed to go along with that to meet these deadlines, and that's not okay. You know what I'm saying? If it was all like, whoever wants to put in all this time, like, go ahead, you know what I'm saying, then that's by choice, but it's not. And we don't want to create a culture where that's the standard that everyone has to live up to. 100-hour weeks. You know what I'm saying? There's enough stresses in life. You know what I'm saying? People trying to figure out how to fit everything in. We don't need to be making things even worse.
So let me ask you this then. See, at first I was like that too, but then I thought to myself, if they're working 100-hour weeks, are they getting paid overtime for this?
Overtime or not? I mean, who knows? Is that stress worth that money though? You know what I'm saying?
That's a big difference. If they're being properly compensated for it and they choose to do it, then I don't see a problem with it.
But this isn't choice. Like, there's no, the companies don't usually operate like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, we, at the people at the top, we think we should do a 100-hour week, so this is what we are going to do, meaning everybody. Doesn't mean if you want to or not. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, if they were really doing it like that, that's fine, but I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. I think it's just like, we got to hit this deadline. I'm gonna need all hands on deck, and people might start. I feel like you probably got an environment where people are afraid to actually say they won't, for fear that they would be fired. You know what I'm saying?
We got to stop that too, by the way. We can't have an environment where people have the fear for their job. There are actual certain laws to working people that long. Like, you can't do certain things with people in terms of how many hours they can work a work week, how many hours they can work a day without a break, for example. That's a big thing. You can't just be like, oh, you have to work 14 hours a day, no break, because you have to get it done. No, there's rules and laws where you can get, like, companies can get fined for this. So there's certain things. They can't specifically tell you, hey, you got to work 14, 15 hours each day. They can't specifically tell you that, because a lot of those things are against the law. there are legalities to that. And I think people are just too scared to speak up about it. They can't fire you for saying, hey, I work my shift. I need to go home to my family. Yeah, it may be frowned upon, but you can't get fired for that.
Oh, but there are the unwritten rules of the workplace. And some places, it may not be on paper. On paper, it may say, well, you only are required to work these hours, but you know how things flow, and you'll see they probably make examples. You know what I'm saying? Well, Thomas decided he wasn't going to work this 100-hour shift, or not 100-hour shift, this 100-hour week. And well, he took an extended break. You know what I'm saying? So, and after you see that lets everybody know, okay, well, this isn't, you can't just decide to not do that. You know what I'm saying? There are rules of the game, and that needs to change. It's just workplace culture. You know what I'm saying? I think as a society, we need to get away from this whole thing of people working so much. I mean, 5 days a week, 9 to 5, right? Like that's crazy. If you got kids, that leaves very little time for you to actually sleep, get home and chill, spend time with your kids. If you have kids, even if it's just spend time with yourself, you have this real small window to actually live your life. The majority of your time is either dedicated to preparing for work or being at work. Like that's not how people are supposed to be existing. Everything about our entire society and just culture is just wrong. It's all prepared. It's all about preparing you to become a worker. And then once you're locked into that system, like, man, you just feel stuck. Like, what can you do? Like, you can't just decide to I'm not gonna work that way. Because then you fall off. Well, you lose everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're just depending on yourself. Anyway, I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but
well, thank you, Joy. 2 depressing conversations.
hey, look, this is life. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff that I think about all the time, man. Society is real messed up. It doesn't have to be depressing. I mean, it just is what it is. And I think that's, for me, these things don't really depress me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because it's just I take a it is what it is approach to a lot of stuff. I mean, just as a way to protect myself, because I just can't do it. I can't allow myself to be emotionally like affected by all these different things, because I'll be a mess. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to be able to talk about the tough things that go on in some areas and not be affected. Okay. So, when it comes to this kind of stuff, like, I mean, and that's kind of how it goes for a lot of things. Like, I could talk about problems with food, you know what I'm saying? Like I was talking about earlier, factory farming and all these different conditions of your food, what's actually in your stuff. And I, when I get in these conversations about people, they're like, oh, why you want to ruin this for me? Why you want to get into something deep? Like, it's not deep. Like, this is just life. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we talk about what's in our food? You're going to eat it. Like, this is how it goes. But,
bring up the movie, Joe. You have questions. Bring up the movie. We just talk about 2 utterly depressing subjects: people being overworked and the decline of our country. You have a topic that you want to bring up that you asked questions on the internet. What was your first question you asked on the internet to people?
Okay, the first question, let me see. I think it's from Bobby, aka the Nintendo Guru. It is, what is your favorite kind of pizza? Okay.
How do you want to tackle it? You want to tackle this like what do you like on your pizza, or you want to like brand company?
Let's do both. You know what I'm saying? Throw it all together. Just for one full conversation. We'll have to break it in.
You want to go first then, or want me to go first?
Hey, you can go for it, man.
Okay. I generally like my pizza simple. I like it with just the meat on it, like pepperoni, bacon, and sausage. But I am impartial too, and I know this is weird answer because everybody's like, "Oh, that's not a real pizza." But my favorite pizza to eat, believe it or not, is Pizza Hut pan pizza. And I know you may be thinking to yourself, "Why Pizza Hut pan pizza?" It's because I remember when I was a kid, my grandmother used to take me, my brother, and my cousin every week to Pizza Hut, and we sit down and this is back when they used to have a whole bunch of Pizza Huts that had like a diner, like it was almost like a restaurant. They had like a dining area where you can they cook your pizza, they bring it to your table, and they had like a salad bar and stuff like that in there. And I remember going there every week and eating a pan pizza, and it was fantastic. And just sitting in that environment, joking with my cousin and my brother, are some of the times I would never forget in my life. And I think because of that, I'm impartial to pizza. And I remember how the old building used to look like the brownish color outside with the red top. I don't think they even have those type of Pizza Huts no more. Most of the Pizza Huts now are like white buildings that just do carryouts. But I specifically remember the days of going in a Pizza Hut and sitting down and eating dinner. So I'm very impartial to Pizza Hut pizza.
I've never had that experience. We never had pizza. Pizza was always. That sounds like a. You know what? I've had that experience at Chuck E. Cheese. That's what we used to.
That's a good one too.
They do have. You know what? I was about to say they have good pizza, but you know what I realized? It's the cheese. It's all the cheese. Like, because I'm vegetarian now, right? Closer to vegan, because I don't even do dairy. And so I went to Chuck E. Cheese for my nephew's birthday, and I was like, okay, I can still get a pizza. And I threw the sauce on there. They had the little whatever, the seasoning on the crust, and it was one of the worst pizzas I ever had because it didn't have the fats and the salts from the sausage or the pepperoni or the salt and the crap from the cheese. Like the crust is absolutely like flavorless. And that's like one of the most important parts of your pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like, so obviously it's all masked. So even that was a freaking a lie. And I know it's like, dang, you making this, you bringing down the pizza argument.
I brought a story about how me, my grandmother, and my brother and my cousin went to Pizza Hut and enjoyed Pizza Hut pizza. And you come in and talk about how the pizza's a lie.
Hey, listen. Okay, listen.
Oh my God, Joey.
Back in the day, it was really good. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed that. Pizza Hut, not Pizza Hut. Chuck E. Cheese pizza used to be really, really good. I think my favorite pizza back when I used to actually eat full pizza, with pepperoni and sausage, all that stuff, it used to be delicious. It was Pizza Hut, definitely, because they had it's that bomb crust. It's like crispy on the outside and it's still like fluffy on the inside. I like the regular crust, you know what I'm saying? And like that's just my favorite. Like a supreme, you know what I'm saying, with the onions, bell peppers. Sometimes you get pineapple on there.
No, you don't.
Pineapple on there, yes.
No, that's disgusting, Joey.
Pineapple on pizza is the way it is supposed to be.
You are a terrorist.
The Canadian bacon, you know what I'm saying, which is like
pineapple.
You know what? You're a hater, man. You're a hater.
I'm a hater. You literally brought down the vibe of the podcast because you keep getting depressing stuff.
Listen, this is real life I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? If you can't keep it real on here, where can you keep it real? You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, hey, that's a lot of favorite pizza memory. You're like, yeah, I remember when I was in Vietnam. Talk about Joey.
Listen.
I remember the dark days. Like, yo.
No, it used to. No, okay, look. But it used to be good though. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, pineapple on pizza is the way to go.
It's not the way to go.
It is.
About Chuck E. Cheese, since you brought it up, do you think the pizza was actually good, or you think you should remember it being good because you was a kid then, and when you're a kid, everything tastes good?
No, I think it was really good. I think it was legit good, but it was it was just like everything else about it was good. And basically like the crust was just the holder, like a flavorless holder for the rest of the flavorful ingredients. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I like you can still smell it. Like it smells delicious. And like my family, like they still go there and still enjoy it. Like it's still pretty bomb pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like when and like the fact that Chuck E. Cheese actually has like what's that company that does like delivery? You can order it on your phone. Postmates.
Postmates, yeah, that's what
The fact that you can do Postmates at freaking Chuck E. Cheese, like their pizza is great. The fact that what?
I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't know. Maybe that's the thing out here, but yeah, it's. I wish like I saw the pizza that they had that day. That was just like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, I was so tempted because there was some leftover. It's like, man, like I just wanted to taste that just one more time. But
we're gonna have another conversation another day about why you're a vegan. Not today, but another day, probably next episode, about why you're a vegan. Because I feel like this vegan conversation would go another whole 2-3 hours.
Oh, it's a very interesting conversation. But are you prepared for that? Like some people don't like to hear my reasoning behind it because it makes them think about their reasons why they continue to eat the way they do.
That's why I said we're going to do it on the next episode. I feel like this is going to be a whole conversation of and a debate about this, which I'm all for. But you had another question too, didn't you? Didn't you get another question?
Yes. Question was from doggone it. Who was who put the question? I think it was Derek, right? Best album. I think it
was it Derek?
I think it was best rap album, favorite rap album of the year.
All right, you go first, 'cause I gotta think about this one.
Honestly, I can keep it 100 with you. I haven't listened to that much hip hop this year. A lot of the stuff I listen to is from past years. I have like a large collection of just my favorites. It's like I have singles that I listen to. You know what I'm saying? But 2018 honestly hasn't been the best year for hip hop.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like we had like there's some good tracks, but like solid albums. I don't know. I feel like the music industry is on a freaking is really on a decline, especially when it comes to mainstream. Like mainstream used to have some flavor to it. You know what I'm saying? Especially 90s, even early 2000s, and not even just early 2000s. I'm talking like even like I think before 2014 and before. You know what I'm saying? But now a lot of stuff is just kind of like it's the album it feels like mostly filler. And then you have those few songs that are major hits. Like a lot of people have a serious hard time delivering a full body of work that's actually worth listening to more than once. You know what I'm saying?
People on some albums that came out this year. Some great albums came out this year.
I can't name one other than Lupe Fiasco. Drogas Wave.
That's one.
Absolute fire, of course, but Lupe always brings fire. You know what I'm saying? But Drogas Light, that really wasn't that fire. But Tetsuo and Youth, absolute fire. I bought that. I need to get all his albums. Well, except Drogas Light.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some of the albums out there that came out this year that was great. Okay, Eminem album was great. Do you agree on that?
Hey, this is all opinion based. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm trying to give you ones that came out this year. T.I. album people love.
Mm-hmm. Just from what I heard like just a little bit, that sounded like it would be fire. T.I., but he always brings just straight fire, but he's extremely underrated. I honestly, like, I say he's underrated, but I don't even listen to his albums like I should. And it's weird because I want to, because I know he brings quality, but I just don't listen to him. I don't know.
And this goes back to the same comments I'll be telling you about Rick Ross. Him and T.I. on the same type of level.
No, don't disrespect T.I. like that. Look,
I don't disrespect T.I.
T.I., I feel like he has. T.I. is a real person. You know what I'm saying? Rick Ross is a character. Rick Ross is a character, and there's in a very. And he doesn't have that many sides to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Rick Ross is the kind of dude, like, you can have, he could be featured on a song that has real meaning, and he comes through talking about watches and drugs and trash like that. I've heard him on multiple tracks doing that trash. And I'm like, you couldn't get it right for one track. Are you serious?
I think you are highly underestimating Rick Ross. Big time. But I'm going to move on to some other books. Where's the Five Ryan? Incredible album.
Say it again. You're cutting out. You're real muffled. So.
Book of Ryan. Incredible album. Royce the 5'9".
Oh. Yeah, I don't touch his stuff. I don't. He has a vibe about him.
I haven't listened to that. But you're saying all the albums this year too.
Go ahead, man.
Black Thought, Stream of Thoughts. Also an incredible album.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. Just list all the songs off, and then I'll list all the albums, and then I'll go for it. One, I'm only saying that because every single time I start talking, it's like it muffles you, and then you come back into balance, and then it's like this weird thing going on. When I talk, I throw you off. So go ahead.
I don't want to name. I'm just naming ones that people thought were above average and great. Another one is the Black Panther soundtrack.
Oh, fire. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And it goes, and my favorite album this year, I'm going to tell you what my favorite album this year was. Believe it or not, and people are going to be shocked when I say this. Logic. Young Sinatra 4 is excellent.
Doggone it. Go ahead.
That's a great album. Did you hear that album? No. I know you didn't hear it.
No, I didn't. Is that this is the album after he had a whole bunch of singles last year that I thought were decent, but I never gave Logic a chance.
He gets a bad rap.
Like, and it's not even because like I think he's a bad dude, like, cause he's talented. Like, I listen to him on a track and it's just like, wow, he's kind of a beast. I mean, he does seem like, you know, he's really opinionated sometimes, you know what I mean? And people don't really, you know, that whole Mr. Know-It-All type of thing can be a little off-putting sometimes, but it's like when you really listen to what he's saying, he's talking truth. But, you know, I'm just the kind of person I like to separate the person from the art, right? And since I can do that, like, that really has nothing to do with that. That's just like I can go in to listen to a Kanye album and not be like, oh, I can't listen to his music because he went to go talk to Trump. Like, I don't care. That has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? But I just never listened. But what about it is fire?
It's just a very well put together hip hop feeling album. It feels a lot like a 90s hip hop album, like something that you would hear like Nas rap on, or old school Jay-Z or Wu-Tang. He has a song with Wu-Tang that's excellent.
Really?
All Wu-Tang Clan. Literally all of them. The song's like 15 minutes long.
You said 15 minutes long.
The song's very long. It's like 10, 15 minutes long. It's called Wu-Tang Forever.
I hope it doesn't go on for too long, man. I hope it's not one of those tracks that drags on.
It's a point where once you get past, I love the song, but once you get past all the members of the Wu-Tang Clan, you're like, all right, fam, I don't need to hear no more of this song. But it's a good song. It just has every member of the Wu-Tang Clan on it. And in Logic, I think Logic raps the first verse. And after that, it literally just becomes the Wu-Tang Clan song, like Wu-Tang Forever. So if you like songs like Wu-Tang Forever, you probably like this song.
But wait, what song Wu-Tang Forever. Like Wu-Tang has a song called Wu-Tang Forever.
They have a Wu-Tang Forever song, but
Oh, because the only Wu-Tang Forever song I know is from Drake,
no, not
which
that.
is
Not that song.
fire.
No.
It is it's fire.
How you
Don't
have the Wu-Tang Forever song without the Wu-Tang on the song?
because it's supposed to be like you paying respect. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to give off the vibe of the people that influenced you. You know what I'm saying?
No, no, no. I'm not
Like
agreeing.
that hasn't happened a billion times.
I
And I
think
think
Logic did it way better.
in the song. Have you heard Drake Wu-Tang Forever by Drake?
Yes, I did. That's what I'm telling you now. I wouldn't vibe with that one.
You're a hater, man. That's what I'm saying. That's why I gotta question your taste overall. See, because when I come and tell you about it, I try to put you on to absolute fire, and you can't.
No.
It's just like your taste won't let you get what I'm saying.
I've heard the song. I don't like that Drake song. It's trash.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
I don't want to hear Drake think about Wu-Tang Clan. That's something I don't want to hear. No. Stop it, fam.
Straight
Don't do it.
fire. And it's not just singing, he sung the chorus, but the rest was just straight bars.
No. If you are doing a song that's a homage to Wu-Tang, you need to be spitting about liquid swords and crazy nonsense like the Clan does. You can't be coming on here talking all this, rapping and be like, I love you.
No. Oh no. See, now I don't even know if you really listen to it. No. I love you. Come on. They didn't say anything like that.
I don't want to hear none of that. Drake need to stop. When Drake raps, Drake is excellent. When Drake does all this crooning crap, no, fam. Stop it.
He was rapping. The song is rap. He just sung the chorus. Like, that's what he does. Like, come on now.
No, fam.
All right, keep going, man. Just keep going.
J-Rock. J-Rock album was very good. And I'm quite sure I'm missing some albums. Wayne album was pretty good, but I wouldn't say it's the best album of the year or nothing like that. But yeah, Wayne's album was pretty good too.
I didn't even finish it. Like it was like, just from listening to it, it was like, yeah, you could do better, And it's like, I don't want to say like it's an album where he's held up by the beats, but it kind of feels like that, like especially on like a track like Uproar, which I feel like he borderline disrespected the beat with those lyrics. Like the beat is so classic, you know what I'm saying? It comes from freaking, that classic Special Delivery, and it was.
People love that song, by the way. People love
Uproar is cool, but like you can only love it when you're not paying attention to what he's saying for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But when you really dig into it, it's like, really, this is the best you could do for this track? Like, people know what he can do, so to hear him do that is extremely disappointing.
I wish Uproar was the last verse in Special Delivery, and the timelines match up. Like when Special Delivery came out, Wayne was popping, so it would have been cool. Like, I wish somebody right now would take the best verse from Uproar and just add it to Special Delivery, the Special Delivery remix.
Oh, I'm sure somebody did that. It's not you talking about official.
It not be official, but I wish somebody just did that, period. Because Special Delivery is a phenomenal song, especially the remix.
Oh yeah. I think that was the only one that I heard until like this week.
What, from Wayne's album? That's the only song you heard from Wayne's album? But that Special Delivery was the only G-Dep song you heard?
No, the remix of Special Delivery was like the only version that I heard until this week.
Oh, okay. So you just recently heard the original version, which is very good. Which did you hear the story about that song? Period.
No.
Well, I don't know if you remember. Well, I'm quite sure you don't remember this, but there was a time where Diddy was putting out all these albums and like songs. Like, what was the album called? I think it was Bad Boy. The Song Continues was the album. like all the great songs that was on other people's album before their album came out, he just basically put it on the Song Continues album. So like Special Delivery been out forever, and G-Dep put it on this. By the time it came out on G-Dep's album, everybody's already heard the song.
That's trash.
He was just cherry picking each one of these songs on people's albums before they came out and putting them on this Bad Boy compilation. So a Special Delivery was another song called Blast Off that was really good. All on this Bad Boy compilation that was, I think it was called The Song Continues. It was a great Bad Boy compilation album. But I think it kind of hurt G-Dep's album because if you would have heard Special Delivery on G-Dep's album, that's a hit song.
Yeah, it's fire. It's absolute fire. Like that beat, it just, I understand why people are just always Harlem shaking to that song. It's absolute fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's Diddy though. You know what I'm saying? That's why people, they like Diddy as a person, but when it comes to promotion and all that stuff, they like don't really mess around because you know he's a beast at pushing certain artists and himself. But for the other people, he's like Birdman. He really is like Birdman. You know what I'm saying? The majority of the whole roster, they get the trash treatment, and then there are a select few that they actually get bumped up to the A team, and they get the most done for them. Like look at Cash Money, Young Money. The majority of those people, they didn't even get a full album. They got like releases on a freaking compilation album.
Well,
it's the same type.
Cash Money, no. Young Money, yes. But OG Cash Money, everybody, OG Cash Money got an album. Only why they didn't got an album because they was in jail. But
oh no, I'm not talking about old school Cash Money. I know Cash Money was a beast back in the day. I'm talking about at once Lil Wayne and Young Money became the face of Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? And Birdman. Yeah, and Birdman took the backseat role. You know what I'm saying? Then it was just basically Lil Wayne, Drake, Tyga, and Nicki Minaj, and then even Tyga started to get that back. You know, started to get pushed back after a while until he just eventually got pushed off the label.
Yeah. All right, man. Is there anything else we need to talk about? We've been going for a while now.
Really?
Yes.
Over that? Like, it was like good, like 45 minutes?
A little bit over that, buddy.
Oh, that's not too bad. Won't be too hard to edit. I'm gonna have to cut out all these parts where you're muted. We definitely gonna have to fix that. Sorry about all the noise. If y'all could hear it, I don't know if you could, but some fool decided to rev his car as soon as we started. But it is what it is, man. I'm gonna have to try to mute that. But yeah. So thank you everyone for listening. If you haven't already, so make sure to subscribe to the Skyward Vision channel on YouTube to get the podcast on YouTube whenever it comes out. Also, definitely subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and check it out on Spotify. Also, and if you listen to it on iTunes, make sure to go give that a rating because you know it helps bump the podcast out there a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Expose it to more people.
I didn't know this was on Spotify.
Yeah. Spotify.
Tell me that too. Jesus.
I put it on Twitter all the time. Like you just don't even pay attention to the post, man. Like
Greg's the worst.
I'm the worst, but you're not aware of what's going on and with the promotion of the podcast. Okay.
If you don't tell me, you're the worst. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, what do you know? The Skyward Cast.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
Oh, by Joey Craig. This is news to me.
Yeah.
Maybe I should subscribe to the podcast I'm a part of on Spotify. That's a good idea.
I should put your name on there. But I don't know how to do that.
I don't even know this podcast exists on Spotify. Oh.
You need to fix yourself, man. And there he goes again. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. What a dick.
Jeez, freaking moron. But for real, it only says Joey Craig.
Yes, I'm looking right at it. I'm on Spotify right now.
Hey, I'm gonna have to put your name like on the cover. It's gonna say with co-host Delvin Cox.
No, it's okay. You just screwed me over.
Hey, man.
I'm not even mentioned.
You're like, what see,
episode.
What are you talking about? Like you're there somewhere. I mean, look, listen. I'll keep it 100 with you. What happened was when you sign up for iTunes and all that crap, it's like it pulls it and takes it directly. It's just like if you look on iTunes, it says the Skyward Cast by Joey Craig. I didn't think it was gonna even put my name and say by Joey Craig, but it did.
I am mentioned in episode 1 and episode 2. So if you didn't know I was on the podcast, you damn sure would know now.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna fix that. I actually just noticed that like maybe earlier this week when I was messing with it, and I was like, I should probably fix that.
No mention me whatsoever.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna fix that. It's gonna say the Skyward Cast hosted by Joey Craig and Delvin Cox, and I'm gonna go in and mess with the account settings.
Just leave it just the way it is. The Skyward Cast.
I want you to be represented in the part of the podcast. I'm
not even in the description of the podcast.
You are in the description of the podcast.
I'm reading the description right now.
Social links. When I put social links.
Geeky conversational room, while the foundation of the cast is definitely geeky.
All right, listen.
Ranging from movies, music, video games to politics. So
that's both of us.
Interviews coming soon. Description by Joey Craig. Nowhere that says whatsoever.
Oh, I didn't add that part right there.
Nowhere my co-host Delvin Cox whatsoever. Oh my god.
Listen, this wasn't a problem back on SoundCloud. I basically copied and pasted everything from SoundCloud and put it on there, and then it took the person whose name is on the account and put by this person.
I think Joey Craig's trying to replace me on the podcast. So next time you guys listen to Chelsea's on the talk with Joey, you know why. Skyward Cast featuring Chelsea.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
I already see it happening.
Oh, man. All right, but we're going to have to close this out. I'm definitely going to have to edit this up a little bit. We're going to have to get this out as soon as possible. But yeah, I'm going to fix that up. But definitely, y'all, if you listen to it on iTunes, make sure to go give it a rating. Really appreciate it. And share with your friends and family. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. I think that's going to be it for us. Thank you all for listening. And we will talk to you later. Wait. You got anything to say before we sign it off?
Yes. If you listen to this episode, I want you to tweet at Joey Craig.
Oh, God.
And tell him to add me onto the Skyward Cast anywhere. It's a travesty. It is insulting that not only do I not get any, not only do I get not a partial bill, like I'm not even listed in the episodes. I'm not even here. Listen,
I'm not listed on the majority of things. I'm not listed there either. The only reason it says by Joey Craig because it's my account. So it just took my name off the account. I didn't think I would just put my name in there. So I didn't think I had to put account name Joey Craig and Delvin Cox. Like who thinks to have to do that?
That's not even the point. In the description of the show, I am not even mentioned.
I'm not in there either. It's just
by Joey Craig.
I didn't put that there.
Oh my God.
Where is this? Point this out to me.
Point what out to you? The fact that you just...
Yes. I'm going to need you to point out where it says, because it's probably some trash added to it because it says, oh, well, Joey Craig made this, so they added that at the bottom. I'm not going to put description by Joey Craig. What kind of stupid trash is that? Why wouldn't people automatically assume that someone who wrote that is in the podcast made the dang description?
All I'm going to say is I'm not adding on this at all. And I'm greatly offended by this. I want you guys to boycott for me.
Okay.
Rise up and tell my oppressor that this shall not be stand for. Wakanda forever.
Oh, God. You're a mess. Anyway, thank you all for listening, and we will talk to y'all later.
Down the street.
Peace.
Walking down the street. Walking down the street. Heard one of my beats. The driver was a G, the passenger was a geek. Turned on arena, and they seen it was me. Put it in outside the window, and they both said, land of the kings. Once was a servant, then became a prince who never stopped learning.